this is Cindy, and today I am going to walk you through the Churchill Downs app. It is actually the official app put out by Churchill Downs, so if you're looking forward to the Kentucky Derby and upcoming races, then this could be a really good app for you to become familiar with. So this is what the app looks like up here, this green button with the two towers, and it says Churchill Downs, and it is available in both the App Store as the Churchill Downs Racetrack and in Google Play. So regardless of what system you use, you should be able to access it. So let's click on it. After you download it, it's basically going to open up into this home screen. And we're just going to kind of look at all that there is to see. So first off, on the opening page is your visitor information, which is important. If you are considering going to Churchill Downs, they give you information about COVID health and safety information, so you know what their health and safety requirements are. You can either and then when you plan your visits, they let you know what the dress code is, because there is a sort of dress code at Churchill Downs that you want to be aware of, tell you those prohibited items that you should not be bringing with you, and also if you would like to visit their store to buy any of their material or go to the Associated Kentucky Derby Museum, you can access all that information right here at the Plan Your Visit tab. You also get information about parking. Waze is essentially a map app that you can use to find your way, but they also give you this information about parking and entry, what to expect so you don't get caught unaware, and how you can explore Churchill itself. So it's actually going to be a map of the whole area around Louisville too, and if you've never visited or if you don't quite know what to expect, that's a really helpful feature that they have. Let's go back to visit. And then finally on this visit tab, we have guest services, because sometimes you will need help reporting a problem, making sure that there's accessibility features and things like that. Now, when we click on tickets, as you might expect, this is how you can purchase your tickets if you wanted to physically go to Churchill Downs. We're not encouraging you to go and buy absolutely anything, but we are letting you know that this is an option if you did want to try to go there yourself. And then racing. Once again, we are not encouraging anyone to do any betting, but if that is something that you are interested in, there are betting features on this app. Otherwise, you can kind of just use this app as an informational resource. I especially really enjoyed this Racing 101 series of articles that they gave you. For example, thoroughbred characteristics. I myself am not especially knowledgeable about horses, so I found this really interesting, and I really did just enjoy being able to learn, a little bit more about horses, specifically thoroughbreds, and I thought that was great. Let's see. For racing, we're not going to see anything today because today is it's not one of the big races, though when there are races, as it looks like there are some today at 6 p.m., when you click on racing, you can get more information about the specific races when they start and who is running in them, what their odds are, and you can click on this Bet This Race Now if you want. And you just sort of click on each of these numbers up front because it looks like there's 10 races today. They let you know some information about it, and that could be just a real nice kind of thing you want to do. Let's see. But you can also look at a day that is not today by clicking on the date at the top, and then it opens up this little Rolodex of dates that you can look at. And so you move the Rolodex to whatever date you want. Let's try this upcoming Tuesday. And so that gives you some information so you can start planning when you're going to watch the races and if you want to bet or whatever it is you want to do. So there is just a lot of really cool information here. You have news, and I really like this because I started reading about some of the horse profiles. For example, let me see if I can find it again. This year there is a horse running called Bourbonic, and I enjoyed the name, and I also enjoyed being able to read this article all about Bourbonic and Bourbonic's lineage, and so there's a ton of that information up in the news, and then you can look at the leaderboard. So there's Bourbonic in 7th, not a super high contender, but yeah, and so these are all the horses that are going to be running. And so there is actually a lot for you to look at in this racing section. And if you are very into horses and the Derby and the Triple Crown and everything, I absolutely do recommend you take some time to look through this whole section. I think it's really cool. And they also update it, especially the news section, pretty much every day or multiple times a day, especially as we're going to get closer to the Derby. If you click on this wayfinding little tab at the bottom, this is how you find your way around Churchill Downs. And it is, like I said, a map, and you can just kind of go in a little bit closer, and you can see some of the buildings. And if you tap on any of the little icons, it kind of tells you what exactly they are. So if you know that you're supposed to be in the 124 grandstand, that is how you can find your way around to it. It's pretty darn helpful, I think. And then the last feature that they have is this calendar and events. And so you can kind of customize how you look at it. Featured events are just things that they think you might find interesting, though they are not always the big races. So just be aware of that. You can also just see what is on today's schedule, and we can see that there are several races happening today, and that will be there. It'll update every day, or you can just look at the full calendar, especially if you want to be aware of things that are coming. So they let you know when there's simulcast and museum tours, but that's early in the month. So if we kind of start looking towards the back of the month, we see that there are a lot more events happening. A lot more events, because we're kind of entering into the Derby week. And let's say that you want to look at what's happening on Derby, the Thursday before the Derby, and you can just click on any one of those and it will take you to the expanded information. So if you were interested in their Derby events, there you are. That is what you have available to you. And so I'm just going to pop back to visit, because that is essentially the homepage. And so that is the Churchill Downs official app. So if you are looking forward to the Derby and the Preakness and Belmont and everything, then this could be a really good resource for you to sort of organize your time and learn a little bit more about it. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on our video and we'll do our best to help you. Otherwise, you just have a great day. Bye.